What's going on, guys? My name is James Collects, and if you're finding me for the first time, I am both a nerdy collector and an eBay reseller. Now, you guys have asked me for quite a few months now to go back and start doing again what I sold in the previous month. So here we are. We have January sales. So it's not going to be the most expensive sales. It's just going to be a selection of sales throughout the month of January. Admittedly, December was a far better month in my opinion. Did okay in January, didn't make mega bucks, but made enough to make it worthwhile anyway. So first things first is the Ben 10 stuff that you guys are seeing now. I have now sold 3 lots of 3 to the same guy at £30 a piece, minus postage and fees. So out of that, probably cost me £3. I think they cost me £1 each, or about that. So after fees and everything else, we're looking at about 18 quid or so, which isn't too bad. I'm more than happy with that. I've still got 2 full sets left of the Series 1, and I still think I've got 4, maybe 5 sets of the Series 2. So yeah, selling the 3 sets at like 90 quid has paid for it multiple times over, which is quite nice. So it included 3 characters. We had the Super Monkey, the Janruary, and Ben Tennyson, which you guys can hopefully see now. Now I've got myself a bigger and better light box, so this was just, yeah, taken in a very small one. It was a cheapo from Amazon. I think it was maybe £10 or so. So yeah, at some point I should really retake these pictures. But that's it. That's number 1. Cost of £3, sold for 30. Next up is the Talking Digimon toys. Now I think the guy who bought these, there was some sort of an error. He bought them, then the money was returned, then he bought them again, then it was returned again, then he bought them, then I sent them, and then he's got them. Everything is absolutely fine. This guy actually bought both these and something else, but at separate times. So the Talking Digimon, we have Hawkmon and Vmon. Cost me, I think it was £5 each. These were. Sold them for $39.99 including delivery. So as always with the international stuff for myself, it just goes to the eBay depot and then eBay sorts out everything else. So after the initial cost, not including fees and postage, it was about 20 quid up. So probably about 15 quid in total, which isn't too bad. If the backs of the cardboard were in better condition, I reckon I could have got a lot more money for them, and probably would have done them individually as well. But because the backs were so bent, I just wanted to get rid. And that's my phone. Right, next up is the Rick and Morty embroidered cushions. Now these, I think, were 2 for a £5. I'm going to have to turn that off. What is going on? Someone's posting something for me, for once. So the Rick and Morty cushions, I paid, yeah, £5 for a set, and I'm doing them at $24.99. The only other people which I've seen online at websites wise is Merchoid, and I think they want about £18 each. So obviously by the time you're looking at 2 of them, you're looking at almost 40 quid. So I'm doing it at better than half price, $24.99 including delivery. They're actually quite good. They're not that bad at all. I think I've got 2 sets left, and then that'll be the end of that. So again, after postage and everything else, I'm probably maybe £5–10 up. No, more than that. I've written £10 down, but that's way wrong. So yeah, second class, small box, absolutely perfect. And I buy boxes. I like everything to look nice and neat when I package. I should really show you guys at one point as to how I package stuff. You know what, we'll be doing that soon. Next up, this guy bought the Digimon stuff, and he also bought one of these keychains. These are Super Mario Galaxy keychains from 2012, I think. I opened up a load of them. In fact, I opened up every single one that I had, and I've kept some for myself. Let's see, here's a Goomba. And just stuck the rest online. No one else has these, so I know they are severely overpriced, but it's Nintendo stuff and there's always going to be a market for it. And selling the one that I've sold has paid for the lot twice. So and they take up no room, like no room at all. They're literally in a drawer in my spare bedroom, and along with every other badge and thing that I have. So yeah, paid for everything, and it was Super Mario Galaxy 2, I believe, not 1. So that was good. So there was decent money in that one. I didn't actually write down how much I sold it for. I think it was about 30 quid, and it owed me £1. So I'm more than happy with that. It just went in a, what did I do it in? I think I did it in a DVD case, like the cardboard ones, and that just worked absolutely fine. So right, next item is Beyblade. Fantastically bad picture as always. This is before I got my light box. Now these things cost me 84 pence from Tesco's. They were in the reduced section. I was just looking through. I think I bought 10 of them. And I was originally doing them at £11 each, including delivery. They're slightly too big to go as a large letter. And then I suddenly sold 2 in very, very quick succession at £11. I thought, okay, that's a bit odd. So I had another look into eBay. No one else had any apart from me. And then I had another look a few days later, and then someone else had them at like £25, maybe 20 each. So now I've relisted all of the ones that I have now up to $19.99, which is what this one sold at. So after like everything, it's like £16 profit minimum for an 84 pence item, which is absolutely fantastic. So that was good. Nice and easy to store. I've got to show you guys around the storeroom as well, because that's getting full. Although my treadmill's in there at the moment, which is yeah, should really start using that. Right, next up is a WWF Stone Cold Steve Austin keyring. Now these cost me £1 each. I've got about 40 of them, and I have currently sold one at £12.49 including delivery. So I did the same as the other keychain / charm thingy. It went as a DVD box thing. So after fees and everything else, per item, looking to make about £9 each. As for pricing, I'm more than happy to stay with the price that I've got. I think £12.50 for a keychain from, I think it's the 2000s. There you go, it's 39 grams. 2001 this is from, and no one else has any of these. So for old WWF Attitude Era fans, absolutely fantastic. I wanted to put the weight on there because obviously that is quite heavy for such a small item. So yeah, it's cracking, and I'm hoping to, I would say WrestleMania time, which I think it's March time is WrestleMania. All it takes is for someone like Stone Cold Steve Austin to rock up to WrestleMania, and then these will start flying hopefully. I know The Rock's gone back a few times. I don't think Stone Cold has. I'm pretty sure Shawn Michaels has as well. But yeah, no Stone Cold as of yet. But yeah, fingers crossed. Next up is an Ironmonger toy. Now, I really like this. I offered it to a mate of mine, the guy who I normally pick up toys for, and he gets first refusal as to whether he wants it or not. And he didn't want it. So I was like, Sodja, I'm going to put it on eBay. I'll put it on for 20 quid. I think it maybe cost me 2, maybe 3 quid. It sold within like a few days, which I was quite surprised at. But then again, with anything Iron Man related, it's one of the most popular Marvel characters out there. So standard pictures in one of, well, in my smaller light box, one of these top up, doing a little pose. There's the back, and that is it. So sold within, I think, 2 weeks, if that. It may have been less. No, I think it was less than a week actually. So that went quite quickly. Again, nice easy profit. There is a lot of money in toys, but it takes a lot of time to go through and separate them. I have, not including the ones I've got listed, I probably have about 8 drawers full of toys that I'm hoping to bundle together. I've got loads of Ben 10 stuff I need to do, loads of DC stuff. I was hoping that they would release or start to do something with Green Lantern, because I've got loads of Green Lantern toys, but the DC EU is just a mess. I've not even seen Aquaman because I just heard it just wasn't worth seeing. So I may be waiting a while. If we don't get anything by end of Avengers Endgame, whether DC are going to step it up and actually pull their finger out and announce more things, I think I might just stick them on. But in hindsight, you can see that, well, you can't see the next item, but the next item is Woody and Bullseye. Now, I overpriced this massively. I think I stuck this on for, there we go, 54 quid I stuck this on for. Purposely stuck it on high because I did kind of like it, and I knew that we were due a Toy Story 4 film. That's coming out later on this year. I think it's about June or July it's coming out. In hindsight, I probably could have waited and waited. But saying that, I've got 4 or 5 Buzz Lightyears to get rid of. So I think a week before Toy Story 4 is due to come out, I'll have to stick all the Buzz Lightyears on, and fingers crossed everything will just start booming. So yeah, I think it's cost me maybe £8, £10. Sounds about right. This was tail end of last year, I think. So I didn't want to get rid of it, to be honest. It's the sort of thing, in the condition that it was in, it was always going to hold its value, and everything worked as well. Bullseye spoke, Woody spoke, everything was perfect. But yeah, it went. I put it in storage thinking, you know what, it's never going to sell. Not until Toy Story 4 comes out. But it did. It went, and I made some good money out of it as well. So I can't complain too much. Last item is an item that we picked up in the summer of last year, and it is the Han Solo mug. I think I paid £5 for it. Sold it for 30. Now, annoyingly, I said earlier that I buy my boxes, and I keep 3 different types. I've got the one which is the maximum size of a small parcel that the Royal Mail will take. I've got an 8x6x4 box and a 12 by 8x4 boxes, because they're the ones that I tend to use the most. And this guy wouldn't fit in the 2 smaller boxes. So bearing in mind, the box for the mug is like that. I genuinely sent a box that was like that, and like that. It was massive, but I didn't want to break the box down and reform it, because I didn't want it to look loose and just look bad. I like all my boxes to look the same. When I pile them up to go to the post office, every single box is done exactly the same. It's just a standard cardboard box with brown tape going around it, label the address, return address, done. It looks beautiful. The only thing I wouldn't mind changing is if this thing does take off and I do start doing eBay more and more, I don't know, maybe getting the logo printed on the side or something. That'd be quite cool. But that is it. That is the whole of this video done. Just a few bits that I sold in January. I'm only doing this because I've been asked more times than I care to remember as to when is this coming back, when are we doing it. So I thought I'd bite the bullet, start 2019 by doing it again. As for footage of me going around the car boots and recording, that's not going to start until the spring, if it does happen, simply because at the moment I'm in indoor car boots, and you are packed in like sardines. It's not particularly nice, and you like that all the time. And when you like that and you've got a rucksack and a gym bag and everything else, and you're trying to carry stuff, it's just not practical, because you're constantly walking around and you're bringing one arm up and doing that and that and that, trying to get through people. So it's just not viable. But it is going to be coming, hopefully. When's it going to be? I would say March, hopefully. It all depends on the weather, to be fair. I mean, if it's anything like the last few weeks, we could be waiting a while, because the weather's been absolutely terrible. But yeah, the plan is chest mount will be back on. Yeah, and we'll start doing it again, because not being funny, I like the views. But that is it from me. As always, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, and I will see you lovely lot in the next video. Good gaming and happy collecting. Adios.